Hello, didn't mean to bother anyone. Well, today I'm here for a story, a story about the princess and her golden ball. Well, we can see that the story starts off with the prince and his beautiful daughters. So beautiful that the sun can lay his eyes on. The youngest daughter goes down to the forest and sits at the edge of the well and plays with her golden ball. She throws it up, bend down, and up, bend down. When all of a sudden, boom, it falls on the ground and bounces into the well. The princess starts crying and crying, louder and louder. While all of a sudden, a voice comes out of the water. Why are you crying, my princess? The girl looks around and sees a frog poking his head out. The princess goes on and says, I've lost my ball. The frog then goes on and responds to the princess. I will get your ball, but under one condition. The princess goes on and says, I will give you anything I own. My clothes, my jewelries, my pearls, anything I own. Well, the frog didn't want that and goes on and says, the only way I will get your golden ball back is if you be my companion. The girl, disgusted and not wanting to oblige with the request, but wanted her ball, accepted and said yes. And as soon as she accepted, the frog went down and scurried back up and grabbed the golden ball and threw it on the grass so the princess could grab it. The girl was excited and delightful, filled with joy. Now, as she promised, the frog said, let's go home. The princess, ignoring the frog, didn't respond to him and scurried back home. The castle was having dinner. Everyone was delighted. Everyone was eating, having fun. When all of a sudden, a knock came at the door. Bang, 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 bang. Everyone started. Everyone stopped. The girl looked. She was curious. She looked outside. She peeked at the people and looked outside. Saw nothing. She then went on and opened the door and saw the frog. She slammed the door quickly and scurried back onto her table and started eating her food. Her father wondering, what's going on? She said, Father, there's something that happened yesterday. She told the father the story. And the father then went out and told her, you made a promise, you have to go do it. She went back, she opened the door for the frog. The frog came inside, he sat down. The princess sat the frog down and they had their dinner. The frog actually asked her, push the golden plate closer, let us eat together. That's what she did. And that's what she did. They were eating together, they had fun. At least the princess didn't. Well, the prince was now a little tired after he ate. The princess, not wanting to do what he asked for, well, started crying. But the father then told her, you made a promise, you must keep it. The frog demanded her immediately, I want to sleep. The girl, the princess, picked him up with two fingers disgustingly and brought him up to her bed and threw him at the side of the room. Then the frog had the audacity and tested her again. Pick me up and bring me to your bed. The girl disgustingly, no, threw him against the wall, and all of a sudden, a beautiful human being appeared. And the prince, being with no words, just transformed that ugly frog into a human, then went on and told her, I was transformed into a frog by an evil witch, and the only way I would be saved is by you, my dear. The princess understood, and that night they slept together. And next morning, this happens. The next morning, the prince who turned into a frog, who was turned into a frog, they woke up. Both of them woke up. A carriage appeared in front of their lawn. Well, the henchman, the servant, faithful Henrich, was waiting for them with horses, with geese, ostriches on their head, with golden chains and other material. Well, they then went on the carriage and started going back to the palace, the king's palace. When all of a sudden, on the trip, we see faithful Henrich. Well, the prince and the princess can hear that the carriage is breaking down. The prince goes on and asks, Faithful Henrich, what's going on? Faithful Henrich then goes on and says, it's the bonds from my heart, the iron bonds that I've tied up. They're breaking down. Well, Faithful Henrich has tied up some cords to his heart due to the prince being absent and for his absence throughout the palace while he was gone. So the prince now asks Faithful Henrich, what's going on? Faithful Henrich is now, the pain from his heart, from the prince not being there, is officially going away. One at a time. One more, and the other one broke. And finally, all the bondages, everything from his heart was properly fixed. And now he's happy to see his prince come back to the palace with a new queen, with a new princess, and now going to get married and have a happily ever after. The end.